Hey guys, I hope you had a great day, a blessed day. This is vlog number 2 actually. I know it's going to show up on my YouTube video that I uploaded 2 videos today, but yesterday I had technical difficulties with uploading my first one and I set a goal, so I'm not going to break that goal. So today is actually my second day of vlogging and I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. So I want to get started today with a quote. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. Pablo Picasso. Today I want to talk about gifts and your purpose. The word purpose I think is just a very powerful word. Purpose. I think we go through every day. When you have good days, you might not think about it as much, but when you have bad days, it's like, what's my purpose? What's my point? Why was I born? Why am I here on earth? What am I supposed to be accomplishing? And that's kind of what I want to dive into today. With me, as far as the word purpose, the first thing that comes to mind is how it has changed. The word purpose is always changing. It's always evolving. If you would ask me 20 years ago what I would define purpose, it would be totally different than 10 years ago or 5 years ago or even a day, and probably tomorrow I'm going to have a different definition of what purpose is. So today I'm just going to kind of talk about what I'm feeling today in the present with purpose. And I believe purpose has a lot to do with this vlog actually, about being in front of this camera, about seeing if I could help others. I'm starting to realize my gifts. And then being able to fully fulfill and use those gifts in my everyday life. One of them is, I think I really like to help other people. I'm gentle. I've been told that I have a very gentle spirit and a soft heart, and I'm very easily to talk with. So I figured I can turn those gifts into something by speaking through this camera, by shining my light through this camera, and hopefully other people can relate to that. As they're going through the bad days, if you're having a bad day and you're like, what's my purpose? What's the point of all this? I hope you can actually get something out of this, that it could change your mindset with our purpose. A lot of times we want to put purpose into something physical. You know, my purpose is to excel or be the perfect father, perfect mother, perfect child, or, you know, be the best at my job. That's my purpose. But there's so much more to purpose, something that is not of this world, and gifts that are not of this world. They say that God's not of this world and his gifts are not of this world. And I truly believe that as I'm growing and getting older, that I'm starting to realize that the gifts aren't something that's physical, that you can't see, that you can't touch, but it's inside of us. And how do we untap all those gifts? How do we proceed to use that to see if we can use those gifts for a purpose? And if they correlate, do our spiritual or our physical gifts, does that correlate with our purpose? One of the things that first comes to mind with purpose is that we put it on what we do for a living. Our purpose is to make a lot of money, provide for our family. Our purpose is to have the nicest car, nicest house, nicest clothes, to show the world that we're doing so well and we feel like we get our drive and our passion from that purpose. But I think there's more to the word. If you dig deeper, if you get down to the very root of what your purpose is, I think it's all the small things. We put the word purpose and we have one big explanation, but what about all the small things, all the small gifts that add up to our purpose? And one of those is, I think that we need to continue to use our gifts to help other people. Just like in this quote is, the meaning of life is to find our gifts. So once you find your gifts, the purpose of life is to give it away. So how can we use our gifts and give it away? That sounds crazy and very hard to do, but the first thing that comes to my mind is if you're, let's put it in perspective, if you go to work tomorrow and you're the one that's outgoing and you like to network and talk with everybody, But there's always that one person, those couple of people that are in the office, or if you go to college, that kind of sit in the very back or in the corner, or may sit right next to you, but they never say anything. They're kind of timid, where they might not be as outspoken as you and as comfortable with kind of having the spotlight shined on them. So how about, instead of just looking at them as, okay, they're kind of weird, they want to keep to themselves, they live within their own little shell, maybe they just need somebody like us that's a little bit more outspoken to go up to them, say hello, or ask them how their day was, or just smile at them. They could be going through something. Could be something deeper than that of why they're not as social as everybody else. But being that, maybe you could use that gift and share it with them. By you just saying hello, or sitting down, or you see somebody at your lunch break, go sit next to them and say hello. Because I believe that everybody you meet, you get a little piece of their gift. It could be thousands of little gifts, but it all adds up. So you don't know how you could use your gift or how that's going to affect you. Tomorrow I'm just kind of putting a goal out in front of me, and one of the things that I would like to do with that goal is I'm going to make sure I say hello and smile at somebody tomorrow. It could be at the grocery store, it could be at work, it could be at the gas station, it could be anywhere, but I'm going to make it part of my day tomorrow to go out there and use one of my gifts, to make somebody feel like they don't have to be that outcast, that they can be part of the bigger group. And I believe if you're in a higher position at work, or you're CEO, or even if you're secretary or whatever it is, or even if you're at school, we need to use those gifts. So if you can do that, especially if you're in a position of higher up in a company, making sure that you get out of your comfort zone as well, as far as the people that you hang out with, or your group, because it's so much bigger. A lot of times we think, and it falls in our hands, that it's us. It's all us that makes something happen, even though it's a whole group around you. So how can we make sure that we show everybody in our group, or everybody in our office, or everybody in our social network, that they're all important to us, that for our success, it's not only by ourselves, but with the help of others. And I think that's part of the purpose, is breaking down the purpose not into something big or having one answer for it, but looking at all the smaller parts of purpose, actually living in the present, settling your mind down to really think about all the very small things that kind of go by the wayside so quickly. We live in a fast-paced world with the internet, with YouTube, with cell phones and everything. I think that we lose focus and lose perspective on all the small things. If you really dig down, even write in a journal what you think your gifts are, and you're going to be amazed that when you first think about it, I'm not very sure, but as you start writing them down, the list is going to get longer and longer and longer and longer. And then write down what your purpose is. What is my purpose? And see how the gifts correlate with your purposes. I think that would just be a very cool thing to do, and it would put things in perspective. I think that we have to put everything in perspective, because how many times do you actually think, what are my gifts, or what are my purposes? And how quickly, when you think about your purpose based on that day, where it can be, I don't know what my purpose is, or you have a strong feeling of you knowing what that purpose is. Today's a little bit shorter vlog, so I just wanted to catch up, make sure that I continue with my goal, and I just hope that you guys actually take the time, settle the mind down, turn off the television, and actually think about what your gifts are and what your purpose is. And if you don't feel like that is in line with who you are, it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change. So maybe somebody out there just needs to put this in perspective, or you can think of some way to use your gifts tomorrow, not only to benefit yourself, but benefit somebody else. I hope you guys have a great and blessed evening, and I will talk with you guys more tomorrow.